guys, Joe Blue back again with another episode of Filthy Hunt Cheaters. I'm going to try and keep this video within the 10-minute window that the videos are supposed to be. I'm going to go straight into the first video of suspected aimbot. Now this is an incident that happened on stream, and I'm going to show the stream version of events, and then we're going to use the original Shadowplay video to do a little bit of analysis to what I believe to be an aimbot. Now the evidence might be slim because I don't have much to work with, so I'm just going to argue for likelihood based on a few things that I know of aimbot use in the past, and we'll get straight into it.
Someone behind me. Oh, somebody over there. In front of me. Oh, is that where it is? Sorry, mate. Mate. The Nagant silencer headshot. He's going to be called an aimbot. Ugh. But then again, he's got a mate who also gets a headshot instantaneously while I'm in motion. Have I not got Necro? Did I not rebuy Necro? I didn't rebuy Necro. Shit, man. Like, get fucked, man. I'd never get away with that. I would never get away with that. His guy gets shot in the back, goes up the ladder, and then doesn't get killed up the ladder. No way. I'd never got away with that. He's right there, man. Is that a lock to him? Is he locking to him, then? Is it? What are you saying? Slipping and sliding like a snake. How was that guy not dead on the first shot?
So now we'll just go over the video a little bit here. So it seems at this point that when he sees the person at the gate or around the gate, he snaps very quickly to him and then moves off. Like he snaps to the person and quickly moves off the target as if to try and hide an aimbot snap potentially. It seems really weird. See how it snaps directly to the location and then he moves it off the location. So this is very standard of aimbot like behavior, because you wouldn't do that typically. Like you wouldn't, when you've seen a person, to aim to the person and then move off when it's through a solid object, right? And then begins very sharply moving to its exact location behind cover. Mentally, you have more than enough time to react to the fact that there's cover there. Straight vertical aim straight up. Now typically it's not always true, but typically most players, legit players, do not tend to aim vertically straight up. People typically, but not always, will usually aim towards a target on a diagonal, right? You usually be at a position and you'll go up towards the person where they are, usually on an angle, like you'll go up. Very rarely will you aim, horizontally to the person underneath them and aim vertically up. Now there are situations where a player might actually be vertically above you and you will aim vertically straight up, but when you've seen a person, it's very rare that you would aim on a horizontal axis to be vertically underneath them and then aim vertically up like a robot, like you're aiming in a right angle, right? So it would seem like he was aiming in right angles. He aims across here, goes step by step, and then he starts pulling up towards the target ever so slightly, and it goes straight up a vertical. The movements seem way too subtle. Micro adjustments being made there that I just don't think is human. Right, it comes out of the cover, go frame by frame, and then it starts moving towards the player, and then it goes up. From this point, it goes up. So that's very strange to me. The classic sweep across motion that people with aimbot tend to do, or trigger bot. It's just a weird behavior that you could say that he intended to run that way. But usually when a legit player fights from cover and you take a shot, normally you just pull back the way you came, right? If you were aiming around that corner, you'd pull your head around, you'd take the shot, but then you'd pull yourself back into the cover the way you came out, right? You wouldn't turn all the way around and go back the way you came. Now maybe he just had the intention of just running away because he was coming, but it seems really weird to shoot and make that motion all in one. It typically doesn't happen that often for a legitimate player to make a sort of all-in-one motion, turn, shoot, run motion. That it doesn't really happen. Usually if you committed to the fire, you'd shoot and you'd move away, or you just immediately run if they were coming around cover. Very rarely do you take the shot as one motion. It's a little bit slim, because I'm not saying it can't happen and doesn't happen. Is that typically when I've seen people use aimbots and trigger bots in the past, it's generally on the basis of the fact that they sweep across the target and then move all in one motion. Like they're not really aiming, they're just moving to run, and they're letting their aimbot or their trigger bot shoot the person as they make that motion all in one. Typically, like maybe in a clutch situation you might do. Maybe this guy took a shot and then thought to run. Perfectly valid, could be possible, but I'm just saying from what I've seen of aimbots and trigger bots in the past, the all in one motion, shooting and then turning as one, is usually indicative of somebody using an aimbot or a trigger bot. And I think in this case it's an aimbot. And then, as I pointed out on stream, this was the bit that made me think this guy was probably a bit sus. We'll play this in slow-mo. So he seems to take the first shot seemingly either through their hand or their elbow. We'll pull it back one more time. We'll go frame by frame. Right, so the player comes into the room. Go frame by frame here. And we'll see that the aim goes up towards the hand, but he moves off of it. And there's a little bit of a snap there. And then he fires, which he can't even see what he's firing on. It's very strange, and you can actually shoot through the edges of brick walls in most compounds, so you can actually shoot through it. He's instead seemingly snapping to approximately where their left elbow would be, right? Approximately somewhere around that. He's aimed at the hand and then moved further to the right to lock onto what would typically be around about where the left elbow would be. Go frame by frame, and he gets the hit marker, so he gets the hit. Then he moves in for a follow-up shot. And he aims just before their left elbow. Now again, you've got a big target right in front of you, and he's literally hitting the absolute edge of the player model, just like the previous shot where he's essentially shooting the same location again. He sort of shot the left elbow before through a wall when he didn't even have actual visual of the target, but got the hit. You got the whole body you can see, and this guy's aiming at a dude through the wall on his elbow, like that is being obstructed through the wall. Now he's now attacking the approximate location of his left elbow again, and gets another hit marker, and then he pulls it across, and then you can see the aim goes all the way to the right elbow, the absolute edge of his right elbow, and gets another hit marker. Like, how can he have not hit any of the actual body mass, the biggest targets? Like, it's probably harder to hit those elbows than it is to hit his head. Think about that. It would actually be harder to hit those elbows than it would be to hit the head. And he hit essentially the elbow 3 times. He's hit the left elbow twice, or the approximate area of the left elbow twice, and he's hit the approximate area of the right elbow for the 3rd shot. This would be indicative of a hit scan aimbot, where the aimbot is locking on to specific portions of the player model, the skeletal model usually, and it can be elbows, the torso, the head, the hand, the foot, the kneecap, right? And it can lock to any of these things. And I'll have to take this section off of the stream because I don't have this part, but the player was a 3-star. He had 100 rank, he's got 6 maxed out hunters, 77 duos wiped to 73 boss targets killed, so he gets kills pretty much every time that he basically plays the game, more or less, which isn't immediately sus. Like, he's only slightly over, he's more or less even, so a decent player can achieve even stats like this. Like, it's not a problem, but it is on that edge of being very suspicious. All right, and then we go to the person's profile here. Landino, I think his name is. 9-year-old account with a minimum of 50 games. And he's got this PUBG CZ, so it seems like he's from the Czech Republic, and this looks like potentially a cheater account here, because he doesn't have that many games on his account for how long that he's had it. Doesn't have that many friends, which isn't that sus, but he's also got, like, not taking any time to actually fill out his account in any way, which just makes you think that it's disposable and he doesn't particularly care about his profile. Okay, and that about does it for today's episode. I was going to do more than one clip, but the analysis of that clip actually did take longer than I thought it would have been. It actually was a 30-minute analysis, and I've managed to edit it down to just the core points, and it fit into around about 10 minutes. So there won't be any other clips today. For this one, I did have another juicy aimbot clip lined up to analyze that blatant aimbot, but I'm gonna have to put that on to next week's episode instead. So thank you guys for tuning in, and be sure to follow me on my X and on my Twitch. I stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Catch you all then if you'd like. Peace, laters, GG's.
Look, there comes one of them now.